Good morning, everyone. Well, it's actually almost afternoon. Let's go on an adventure. Today, we're going to take you to Woolaroc. Woolaroc is in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. It is a wildlife sanctuary, and it's very pretty up there. So I hope you enjoy this. It's not as hot as it has been, but it's, I'm glad I got my air conditioner fixed from the last. Okay, like and subscribe, please. Yay, we're almost there. 20-mile ride is 40 minutes to get there from my house. Enjoy the rest of the ride. So, y'all take card? Y'all take card?
Take a card?
Yeah.
Have you been here before?
It's been like 30 years.
Alright, wonderful to have you. And it's a 2-mile drive to get to the ground. You'll see the animals on the way in, and a quarter-mile on the left, everything camps open till 4. Today.
this to the grave by chance?
No, you can't go there. Now, if you take this nature trail, there is an overlook to the mausoleum, and then as you drive out, you can look over here, and you can't see it.
Okay.
You can't actually drive up to it. Okay.
So they gave me this CD. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in and see what it has to say. I've never used a CD player in my car, so we'll see.
This audio message will provide you with an overview of Woolaroc's unique history as you enjoy the 2-mile drive through the animal preserve to the main grounds. Be sure to observe the rugged terrain, the native bluegrass, and the rock work that made this ranch a showplace. Think back to the early 1920s and 30s and what was going on in Oklahoma. Vast oil fields were being discovered that were accompanied by immense wealth in the form of black gold for the fortunate few. Boomtowns sprung up almost overnight, and the Oklahoma prairies were dotted with oil derricks, pump jacks, small oil towns, and camps where the oil field workers lived. After drilling several dry holes, Frank Phillips and his brother, L.E., drilled their first gusher in 1905. In 1917, the brothers formed Phillips Petroleum Company, and both were now very wealthy oilmen. In the early 1900s, Oklahoma was a rough and rowdy state, well known for outlaw gangs and bank robbers. Indian Territory became the final safe haven for many cutthroats and thieves. Why was millionaire Frank Phillips content to live in this environment when he could have lived anywhere he desired? As a matter of fact, he loved Bartlesville, Oklahoma, but spent about half his time in New York City making deals with other oil tycoons, East Coast bankers, industrialists, politicians, and famous entertainers. He wanted to return their kindness and hospitality, and considered building a guest home in Long Island or Connecticut, where he could entertain his East Coast friends. On the other hand, Frank Phillips, affectionately known in Bartlesville as Uncle Frank, had developed a love for the excitement, imagination, and adventure of early America and the American West. He loved the vast expanse of the prairies and the natural beauty of the Osage Hills, especially the huge rock cliffs overlooking Clyde Lake that would eventually become the site he chose to build his beloved Woolaroc Lodge. Over the years, Uncle Frank developed strong friendships with the Osage Indians, and in fact was honored as the first white person ever adopted into the Osage tribe. Although the majority of his business was conducted back east, Frank's heart was in Oklahoma. He had already built a home in Bartlesville for his family, and after being unable to find the ideal location for a country home in the Northeast, he realized the place he had been searching for to entertain on a grand scale was right here in the Osage Hills. He visualized a place where he could relax, as well as entertain friends and business associates. You can experience the passion that Frank Phillips felt as you tour the grounds that he loved and the ranch and museum that he created. Originally, the ranch was called the Frank Phillips Ranch and adopted the FPR brand. The name Woolaroc was actually coined for the large ranch house from the three natural elements from the Osage Hills: the woods, lakes, and rocks. It was the perfect name, and so unique that eventually the whole ranch became known as Woolaroc. In addition to cattle and a string of fine horses, Uncle Frank brought in 500 wild and domestic animals from all parts of the world to live in safety behind the 8-foot-high fence that enclosed his ranch. Included were zebra, pronghorn antelope, elk, and 5 species of deer, Texas longhorns, Scotch Highland cattle, zebus, water buffalo, camels, Sardinian donkeys, and a kangaroo. He had 90 buffalo shipped from Pierre, South Dakota to Woolaroc in January of 1926. The offspring from this herd still roams the grounds of the ranch today. The blackjack wooded hills were abundant with wild turkey, quail, and waterfowl, along with small game, such as rabbits, squirrels, foxes, and raccoons. Big game, such as white-tailed deer and elk, wandered the cross timbers and river bottoms, and black bears shared the forests with other predators, such as cougars, bobcats, and timber wolves. Today, Woolaroc is home to buffalo, deer, elk, longhorn and Brahma cattle, water buffalo, llamas, zebra, Scotch Highland cattle, goats, and wild turkeys. As most of the animals roam freely, visitors may not see all the species on their first visit on any given day. The general opinion is that this is what makes the Woolaroc experience unique and creates the desire to return again and again. About a half-mile into Woolaroc, you can see the Mountain Man Camp on your left. Open from mid-March through Labor Day, it's an authentic reenactment of an 1830s trader's camp. When you reach the main grounds, be sure to take time to explore the Woolaroc Museum. It opened in 1929, and the lodge that was constructed in 1925 to 27. Other original structures are the bunkhouse gallery, located next to the lodge, and the stone dairy barn that now houses the petting barn. Members of the staff and volunteers are on hand to tell the exciting story of these facilities and the early Woolaroc happenings. The Woolaroc Museum began as a simple one-room stone hangar for the famous Woolaroc airplane in 1929. Over the years, the Woolaroc Museum has developed into a world-class American Western museum that shares a rich heritage that is told throughout a collection of some of the finest Western art, artifacts, and American Indian cultural items. The museum collection includes works of Remington, Russell, Moran, Frank Tenney Johnson, and scores of other famous artists of the West. Unique to Woolaroc is the incredible Colt gun collection, and one of the finest collections of Navajo Indian blankets in the world. The Woolaroc Lodge was the first facility constructed on the ranch. It was constructed of Arkansas pine, beginning in 1925, and completed in 1927. The lodge is a 9-bedroom ranch house that reflects the simple beauty and rugged image that Frank Phillips loved. Adorned with animal heads, one-of-a-kind items, and memorabilia from the rugged beginnings of Oklahoma, the lodge is a testimony to the lifestyle of the oil boom era. Woolaroc souvenirs and gift items can be purchased in the gift shop, which is located in the museum. When you're hungry, visit the Buffalo Haunt for barbecue buffalo sandwiches, hamburgers, and snacks. Don't forget to visit the walking trails of Woolaroc, with 3 different scenic trails through the Osage Hills, including Princess Falls. Life was an adventure for Frank Phillips, and his beloved ranch was his retreat at a time when even the basic aspects of everyday life were less predictable. He enjoyed simple, natural pleasures at Woolaroc: the land, the history, the people, and the wildlife. The magic of Woolaroc is very much alive today, and we encourage you to find it. During your visit, it's our hope that you will experience how one man's passion led to the beautiful sights and experiences that Woolaroc visitors enjoy today. Imagine the lifestyles of the oil boom era and experience the heritage of early America through the art, the artifacts, the buildings, and the land. Let time stand still as you gaze upon the woods, lakes, and rocks. Woolaroc is a place where buffalo still roam freely, and history is relived every day. We invite you to share the very special vision created by Frank Phillips in the early 1900s and preserved today for future generations. Welcome home to Woolaroc.
So we're here, we're parked. We're gonna go into the museum. I'm gonna take this little map that they gave me, and I might go on one of these nature trails. It depends on how easy they are, because I mean, the one that I want to take is it looks kind of hard, but it overlooks the mausoleum, because Frank Phillip and his wife are buried on this property. Now their house is about 8 miles that way in actual Bartlesville city. I played a couple gigs there. I may take you guys there later on. So, but let's go in the museum and see what's going on there. Okay, so I'm here at the snack bar. I had ordered a barbecue buffalo sandwich and some fries. So let's see what that's going to be like. That was the Nature Museum, the museum, and everything else. Now, I did not get to do the review of the bison burger or the barbecue bison sandwich because there was a lot of people around me and they were looking at me weird. So I decided not to do it there, but it was delicious. The only thing I had a problem with was the fact that the sauce was too sweet, but it was great. I give it an 8 out of 10. So, once again, if you go down that trail, which I might do that later, but it's marked difficult, and I'm really overweight right now. I have lost, 25 pounds, but still, I'm too heavy for that. And it's marked as a difficult trail. If you go about half a mile down that trail, you come to an overlook, and you can see Frank Phillip and his wife's grave, the mausoleum. It is quite possibly, there's no public access, but you can see it from an overlook on that path. It's quite beautiful. So that was Woolaroc. I really hope you enjoyed it because this has been 30 almost 40 years since I've been to this place, and it's really quite interesting if you think about it. I told you the wrong direction. That over there is the mausoleum for Frank Phillips. That's where he's buried, he and his wife. So, unfortunately, there's no access to the public, but it is quite lovely. It overlooks the valley and stuff. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this. It is an honor for me to do this. Until then, here's some scenes